Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of user management. We will be learning about group management today. As we all know, as soon as we create a new user, it will create automatically a group also which will become its primary group. Now we will talk about how do we add a user to multiple groups. A user will be having only one primary group and there must be a primary group. So the primary group of a user cannot be more than one or less than one. But a user can be member of multiple groups. Those groups will be called its secondary groups. How do we create a group? Let us create few users. For example, user add Tom, Jack and Harry. I'm not assigning any parameters. Let it create by default. And if you see, id is the command to see the membership of a user, its UID and all the GUIDs. Right now Tom's UID is 1001 and it is the member of only one group, that is its primary group 1001 called Tom. Similarly, Jack is also member of Jack group and Harry is also member of Harry group. Now if I want all these users to be member of American group also, if we see in the group file, we do not have any group called American. We will create a group with the command groupadd and now the group name American. Now we have the group American in the /etc/group. We have to modify the user mod hyphen. This time we have to use capital G and then immediately you have to give the secondary group name which we want them to become member of and username Tom. Now if you run id Tom, he is the member of Tom group as well as American group. American group is the secondary group for the user Tom. If we want that Tom should be primary member of American group but secondary member of Tom group, we can change that. First we will have to change the primary group. User mod hyphen small g American Tom. Now if you run id Tom, he is the member of only American group. Then user mod hyphen capital G, this time Tom for the user Tom. Now if you run id Tom, American is its primary group and secondary group is 1001 Tom. For the rest of the user, it remains same unless you change it manually for those users also. If I want that Tom should be member of Jack group also. Now this time you say id Tom is the member of American and Tom and I want to make him the secondary member of Jack group. So the Jack secondary group for the user Tom. You see what happens here. When I run id Tom this time, American was the primary group, it remains same, but the secondary group has been changed. Earlier it was Tom, now it is Jack. That means when we executed user mod -g, it has overwritten the secondary group. This mistake should not be done into the real production. What if a user is having multiple secondary group membership? It will overwrite everything and only the one which you have supplied this time will take place and rest every group permission will be removed. To avoid this, you have to use small a before capital G and then the group name, the secondary group name which you want to add for the user. Now if you run id Tom, Okay, my bad. I had to use Tom here because I want to add extra group Tom. Since it was a member of American and Jack, Tom was overwritten. I need to add it to Tom group again. Now if you run ID Tom, it's member of American as well as Tom and Jack groups. If you want to remove a user from a particular group, use the command gpasswd -d, deleting the user. So you have to write the username first. Let's say I want to delete Jack group from this user, or I want to remove Tom from the Jack group. Understand this command gpasswd -d, deleting what? The user from the group Jack. So removing user Tom from group Jack. Now if you see ID Tom is no longer member of Jack group. So this is how we add a user to a group or we remove a user from a group. Hope this is clear. Moving on to the sudoers. Sudoers is a permission that allows the standard users to run commands like root. Do you remember when I used sudo -i to switch from a standard user to the root? It was only possible because that user was a sudoer. If I switch to a user, run the command su to switch to a particular user. If I switch to Tom and run sudo -i, first of all it will give me password error because I have not set the password. First let me set the password for this user. Exiting, going back to root, passwd Tom, setting up the password for Tom user, because you know if you use sudo command it will be asking that user's password. Now su Tom, switching to Tom, and let me try switching to root again. It is asking me the Tom user's password, but it says Tom is not in the sudoers file. So there is a file in /etc called sudoers where you need to add this user. You can add a user as well as you can add a group also. All the members of that group will automatically get the sudoers privilege. You must be careful while giving the sudoers privilege to any user or any group, because this will give the super user power to the standard users. Now how do we do it? Since the file is inside the etc called sudoers, we can edit the file with this command too. But if you make any mistake in the sudoers file, you will not be notified about the errors, about the mistakes which you have committed. So it is recommended to run vi sudo command. It will do the same thing, but if you make any mistake into the file, it will show you the error. So it's very safe to use instead of using vi/etc/sudoers. Oh, I'm the standard user. I'll exit and run vi sudo from the root user. Now you have to find the root line which starts from root. Copy this line, type O, edit root to Tom. Now Tom has all the permissions to run, log into all terminals. It can run the commands from all the terminals and it can run all the commands. Now if you save it, it will be giving the sudo privilege to Tom user also. Now let me switch to Tom again and try whether Tom is able to switch to root using sudoers privilege. It is. We did not get any error. That means Tom is a sudoer now. If you want to remove that user from the sudoer, simply go to the vi sudo and delete the line or comment the line. Maybe in future you may need to add it again. To save that extra work, you just comment it. Okay. Now if you want to add a group, if you want to add a group to the sudoers file, do the same again vi sudo. This time you have to copy this line. So this percentage actually shows the group. Now if you copy this line, press O, creates a new line, paste that line and change it to American. Now all the members of American group will automatically get sudo privilege. ID Tom. Tom is the member of American group. Is Jack is the member of American group? No. So let me set the password for Jack first. Switch to Jack and try to perform a sudo task like sudo -i. That's the safest thing which I can do. And I'm entering the password, but it says Jack is not in the sudoers file. Exiting from Jack, I will not add Jack as a user into the sudoers file, but I'll add him to the American group. Usermod hyphen small a capital G. Always do this while adding to the secondary group. This is the safest way. Even though if it is not a member of any secondary group, it is safe to do it. Hyphen a capital G and then the American group name and Jack user. Done. Now switch to Jack once again and try to switch to root once again. This time Jack should be able to switch to root, even though we did not add the Jack user directly into the sudoers, but we added the group. And since Jack is the member of American group, he got the sudoers privilege. Hope you are clear about the group management, adding a user to a group, creating a new group, adding a user to multiple secondary groups, and the sudoers. See you into the next video. We'll be talking about password management. Till then, bye. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel so that others also can get benefit and you also get the notification of the new videos. Thank you.